Aloha mai kako, my name is Relle and welcome to my kitchen where I like to share all my favorite island and Hawaiian style recipes. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back, and if you're new here, welcome. Today we'll be making Spam Katsu Musubis. As you can see, my setup's a little bit different today. Got some friends helping me out, and if you like this style of videos, please let me know. Leave a comment in the comment box below. Spam Musubi is a popular comfort food here in Hawaii. The kids take it to school. You can find it at the gas stations and the grocery stores. It's super simple to make at home, but this recipe is a glow up of your regular Spam Musubi, and we'll be making Spam Katsu Musubis. So first, you'll want to make your rice. I like to use medium grain white rice. So I'll take you over to the sink and we'll go ahead and rinse the rice. And then after you rinse your rice, you'll go ahead and put it in the rice cooker and we'll set that to cook. It'll take about 20 minutes or so. And now for the star of the show, Spam. Spam was made in 1937 by Hormel and made popular during World War II. It was a simple, cheap meal that was able to be sent out to the troops. And here in Hawaii, we eat over 7 million cans of Spam product a year. So needless to say, it's very popular here. And like I said, one of the popular ways to eat it is in a Spam Musubi, but we're gonna make it fancy. So what we'll do is we'll take the Spam out of the can. We're gonna marinate the Spam. And what we'll do is cut it up and put it into the marinade. So 1 can of Spam, you can probably make 8 thick slices of Spam to make your musubis. So you're gonna hold it the long way, and then you'll take your knife and cut it. To get it evenly, I would say cut it in half first and then half again and continue down until you have your 8 slices. And now for the marinade. So what we'll do is we're gonna go ahead and get some shoyu, and we'll go ahead and add that to the bowl, and then sugar. And then all we have to do is whisk it together, mix it with a fork, whatever you want. And the Spam is just gonna sit in here to kind of soak up some of that. And you can kind of toss it. It'll soak it up pretty easily. Just be careful when you're using a fork. You don't wanna poke too much into the Spam. So we'll just let it sit. Halfway through, we can toss it again, so that way we can get the shoyu sugar to glaze up the rest of the Spam. And now we'll go ahead and make the breading, the katsu part of this. So what we'll need is, you'll get 3 plates for this part. It'll be a 3-step process, so using 3 separate plates or dishes, pans, whatever you have, super simple. So the first step you're gonna do is flour. You can use all-purpose flour. If you prefer to use another type of flour like mochiko flour, almond flour, that would work too, it doesn't really matter. And you're gonna put that on plate number 1. Then plate number 2, we're gonna use eggs. So you'll need 2 eggs. Now you'll wanna whisk these eggs together to make sure that the whites and the yolks have mixed up. That'll help bind everything together. And on the last plate, you're gonna add panko. I'll go ahead and put that into the last plate. Now we have our Spam that has marinated, and we'll go ahead and toss it a little bit just so you get the last of the Spam coated in the shoyu and sugar mixture. So now you want to bread the Spam. So you'll take your first piece of Spam and you'll go ahead and try and get as much of that glaze on it. And all you'll do is drip off that excess here and you'll let that fall into the bowl. So the first step is to put it in the flour. The flour will help seal that marinade in. So once that's coated, then we'll move to the egg mixture and you'll go ahead and put that there. The last part of the coating process is to put it in the panko. So you'll go from the egg to the panko, and the same process, you'll cover to make sure that all sides are nicely coated, and you'll want to make sure to get the edges as well. And now the next step of the process, we're gonna go ahead and fry the Spam. So into a pan that's set to medium-high heat. We're not gonna like deep fry this, so it doesn't need to be like a high smoke point oil. We're gonna like shallow fry it. And when we shallow fry it, we're just basically using enough oil to cover the bottom of the pan so that we can fry what we're using. So we'll go ahead and add the oil to the pan. So the oil just covers the bottom of the pan. Now that you've got your oil heated up, you'll wanna get that to about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So now we'll go ahead and fry it. We'll take the Spam and we'll add it to the pan. So let's just go with, we'll do 5. You don't want to crowd it too much, otherwise the heat won't go through. And then you'll just let this fry until golden brown, a couple of minutes on this side, flip it and fry on the other side until golden brown. So while this fries up, let's do a little bit of story time. So as a kid growing up, Spam musubis were one of my favorite things to eat. My mom would pack it all the time in home lunch when we would go on field trips. It's super easy, it holds for the day, throw it in your kid's lunchbox and go. My kids also really love it. And the nice thing about it is that you can customize it to how you want. Like this one, it has a breading. You don't have to add the breading. If you like the shoyu sugar, add it. If you don't, you totally can make it plain. My kids tend to like a little bit of different things on it as well, and you can change it up. You can cut it into different shapes and it's great. It's super simple and great. So we'll go ahead and check the Spam now and see. You'll want to get like a golden brown color. So we've got a little bit more ways to go. As you can see, it's still a little bit light. So we'll just go a little bit further to get it to that golden brown stage. All right, so we'll double check again and see. And this is a better color. You see how it's golden brown like this? So when you get to that stage, we'll flip it and we'll cook it on the other side so that we get the same golden brown color on the other side. So now that the Spam has been cooking a little bit on this side, you'll double check and see if it's golden brown and ready to go. And as you can see, perfect, and it'll match just like the top side. So what you wanna do is you wanna take the Spam out from the oil and you wanna set it onto a paper towel that's on a plate. The paper towel will help soak up that excess oil. It's kind of a lot of oil, so you'll go ahead and take the Spam out. Try to drain off that excess oil as best you can. And then all you're gonna do is set it onto the paper towel and let the paper towel do the work for you. It'll soak up the excess oil. And then what we'll do is we'll set this aside and I'll show you how to roll up the musubi. So now that the Spam is done, we'll go ahead and show you how to put it together. The first step you'll need is a musubi mold. So the first piece you'll need is nori. Nori is dried seaweed. They come in big sheets like this. For a musubi, I generally use half. So all you have to do is go ahead and fold it in half like this. And you'll just pinch it down and it'll make a little crack, and you can even fold it up the other way, and it's super easy to tear. All you have to do is kind of pull it like that. And now you got 2 pieces. So 1 sheet makes 2 musubis. So we made 8, so you'll need 4. So you'll take that first piece and you'll wanna do shiny side down. You'll wanna put the rice onto the more rough side so that it sticks nicely. So you'll put the nori sheet down and then you'll put the musubi mold. So rice is super sticky. So one thing I like to do is dip it in water. So you'll have a rice scooper. You can use a regular spoon, that's fine, but the rice scooper has the little knobs on it to help it stop sticking. So musubi mold into the water first to help prevent sticking. And then you'll take that and you'll put that onto the nori. Then we're gonna take the rice and then we'll use the rice scooper and we'll put some rice inside. But you'll put some rice, and then this piece is the little plunger piece to help flatten it down. So you'll go ahead and put it in and push it down so that it's nice and smooth. And then I like to use some furikake. What you do is you'll just sprinkle, totally again, up to you how much you want to put, but you can just sprinkle a little bit over the top like that. And then you'll take the Spam. You can use a fork, your fingers, whatever, totally up to you. And then you can put the Spam into the mold. Now, because we use the breading, sometimes it might take a little bit of finagling to get it in. If you use just the plain Spam, it'll fit down nicely. So don't worry about it. You'll just kind of have to shove it down a little bit and then do a little bit more furikake on top. And then you'll do the last layer of rice. And then how to get it out is all you want to do is hold the little handle piece from this, hold it down as you slide up this plastic piece. Now, the nori is dry, and when it dry, it doesn't really stick together. So what you'll do is you'll go ahead and fold it over, and I like to just dip my finger in the water and you'll just run it across, and as you can see, it sticks. It's like glue. It'll help the other piece stick as well. So you'll fold that over and you've got yourself a Spam Katsu Musubi. Okay, now we'll set this aside as well, and I can show you how to make it with the can. So if you happen to not have a musubi mold, don't you worry, because we just use the Spam can, and this can double up as a mold. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the can, and you're gonna take some plastic wrap. If you're not a plastic wrap fan, you can try to find the plastic wrap alternative of your choice, and you'll just wanna lay it inside the can like this. So same concept like the mold, except we can't really like push it down because there's no plunger, but that's okay. So you'll put a little bit of rice, and the shape of it will be a little different than the plain musubi mold, but that's okay. It's the taste that matters. So we'll add some rice to the bottom, and then same thing, we can put some furikake in, and then we'll do another piece of Spam, and then furikake on again, and then rice. And then all you have to do is slide it out. It's not as pretty as the other one, but it gets the job done. And then you'll take the nori, same thing, you'll do shiny side down so that the grip side or the rough side is up on top. And then you'll just flip this over onto it. Now, you wanna try and keep it together. You can press it down so that it sticks nicely. But then all you wanna do is slide the plastic wrap out, and it looks pretty close to the other one. And same thing, we'll put a little bit of water and it'll stick on this side, and then you put a little water and then you'll stick this side to this side. And that's how you make Spam Katsu Musubi. So I like to eat mine with a little bit of unagi sauce, so we'll just drizzle that on and we'll give it a try. It's a thick sauce and you kind of keep it in the fridge, so you can totally dip it or just drizzle it over like this. And enjoy.
Thank you for watching my mom's video.